Welcome one all, my name is Tawess, and this is a 3D printed resin model of a catapult. Now the model itself is provided by Zoology on my mini factory, I believe it is. Yes, Zoology aka Matt Mason on my mini factory. Go ahead over there for some wonderful models. Now, I'm sorry about the lateness of this video. I was intended to put it up during the weekend because that was when I got my printer. But I got the printer, I put the printer up, spent 3 days trying to figure out how to get it to work. And I don't mean how to figure it out as in, oh, how does this work? Or like, what settings am I supposed to use to get this to work? Because that wasn't particularly easy. It took me 3 days, I said, to get this printed. But now it's printed, it's done. The model is solid, the resin is behaving really nicely. It's clear though, so we sped through the start of this because it was nearly impossible to catch it. So, as I've mentioned before, these models are heavily inspired by the MechWarrior online video game, and in essence also MechWarrior 5. But I think the guy is Alex Iglesias, I think he's called. Should have looked that up before, have to look that up now. Oh, this is so professional. Yeah, spending a lot of time trying to figure out the name of an artist, but it's important. God damn it, it is important to get names of artists right, because they sure as heck don't get enough recognition as is. Let's see now. We need concepts art, so that's where we need. Yes, Alex Iglesias is the name of the artist who makes the mechs these days. As I said, it was a lot of time spent on nothing, but I think it is important. Anyway, his mechs are the basis for these models. But what Zoology does, instead of ripping the files from the game, which is the regular way people do it, and then patch them together, because 3D printing files is not the same thing as game files. Both cheat in their own way. So he recreates them, remodels them in some sort of software. I don't know in which, doesn't mention. And then make sure that they are solid for printing. And I can tell you, these are solid for printing. This little bugger came out perfect. Even a little antenna on the top. And it's flexible enough to actually break, so it's wonderful. Now, I had to use fairly heavy support to get this thing to work, because the resin I'm using is not particularly good. There will be a review of that resin coming up in, well, sometime during this week. Because it's a smaller brand and not particularly many people have uses for us I could find on the internet. So I felt like, yeah, well, I'm going to talk about it. Because it's not just plug and play. Nothing it really is anymore. But anyway, the mech came out fantastically. It's perfect scale to the regular mechs. And the details are insane. I mean, this video doesn't even give justice to the details, but it's great. Also very easy to paint, like that. There are some layer lines, but you can hardly see them at all. Now you might be wondering, what do I print these on? I got myself a Elegoo Mars Pro. So it's a fairly standard printer. But it has a carbon filter, and I like that, because it means I don't die from fumes. Not dying from fumes is always appreciative. Anyway. Also, Worth pointing out that this thing was sunlight cured. I don't exactly know how long it would take to UV cure it, UV station, but I left it in the sun for a day. Well, a little bit less than a day. But in the middle of the Swedish summer, we have sun. Very long time. I'm still in the sun outside now, but it's not far from it. I can still see the sky. Anyway, Swedish summers. Very bright things. So, my idea here is to keep on printing a few of these. These are, as I said, not official by any step or stretch of the imagination. But since it's currently unclear if the new mix that comes with the Clan Invasion Kickstarter will be sold separately afterwards. I assume they will, but I don't know. We don't know. And there are no other mechs from Catalyst right now, apart from the ones in the core and the starter set. And not to be like that, but the old Royal Partha models, which are what most people who buy models have, they're ugly. They're classic, they're adorable, but they're ugly. Ooh, so ugly. Have all been ugly. Also, the scale is, they're even tinier. They're tiny, tiny little metal things. They're expensive as dirt and they're ugly. Fight me. They're ugly. So this is what I'll be doing. I'll be printing a few of these every month. The goal is to, in a year time, have a good solid army of them. Also, this is a way to get a hold of mechs that might not get printed with the Clan Wars release, even if they get sold on the open market. If they don't, this will be the way you do it, because if you can't get more of those mechs, unless you like pledged for the big pile of things, you won't have enough mechs to run big games. I mean, part of fun here is running big games. Come on, it is, and have options. Now, of course, these does not really match up with the design of the Catalyst's own, because those are more of a hybrid between BattleTech Classic designs and MechWarrior. So there will be a slight discrepancy, but I think it's okay. I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're mechs. Anyway, you have somehow managed to listen to me for 8-ish minutes, and as such, I am now definitely going to leave you to the observing of me painting the rest of this mech while listening to some very nice, highly produced saxo music. And, well, I have other projects going on right now. You will see them soon. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and play fair. Bye.
Keep everything that spills out of the dark locked up behind your lips. It's blooming out of nothing but a thought, like secrets that slowly slip. Shadow in the spotlight, no stars inside, chasing the daylight. If you don't care, I don't care. We're out after midnight.
memory, holding hands, running wild and free. Crossed our hearts, said we never let go. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memories. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. We drew our names in the pavement, thinking about how we never change. I still remember how it used to be. I still think about our younger days, how we dreamed about a better life. Holding you so close to me, in the backseat of your ride. We fell apart, thought we lost everything, just lost in our memories. And I sure hope you do remember me like I remember you. I remember you. Faint lights in the distance, the thin line that separates your shadows from my soul. As these walls begin to fold, head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend in your labyrinth, your labyrinth. I lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my voice, to see you. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my voice, to see you. And I'll go. And I'll go. has been. It's time for